head, I see you all over me. Just kidding. Just kidding. This went way too far. Sometimes I just jam in my own zone when I start the videos. I hype myself up with some energy in order to, record content which is actually energetic and motivating to watch instead of just, okay, nice, ok, very nice. So today we're going to be taking a look on what you guys have sent in my Discord channel. If you didn't know it already, you can have a link in the description down below with my Discord channel, which you can join in order to then click on the text channel, which says your submissions, where you can submit your videos for me to react to. Of course, I don't react to all the videos, but today we're gonna check it out and see if there's something fun to react to, and that will also be the title of this video. So yeah, here we go. From the last time, we have Teach Ann helping a blind squirrel find their way home. What? 11 minutes? You really want to watch this? It's a whole story of a rare albino squirrel? Yeah, I don't feel like watching that now, sorry. But I think I saw it, so I always like it if I saw your submission. Geography Now Georgia. No, I'm kind of done with the Geography Now series. It may be in the future, but I'll keep this one in mind. Slovenia is up. We checked it out, Waffles. Thank you. Teach Ann. The Sava floodplains. Croatia's secret paradise. Do I really want to watch this? 50 minutes? Jeez, guys, if you send in videos, I cannot make a reaction video to something that's 50 minutes long. I'm sorry. Chinese victim shaming ad for makeup remover pulled. This one is too short. Zapad, the Soviet Armed Forces Cold War Doctrine video. Nah. You make a reaction video for this video? This is a documentary, which is also... I've seen this video, but this one is... Yeah, there you go. 30 minutes long. So, this is all just a bit too long to make videos about. I hope you guys are not offended. But the types of videos I'm usually looking for is like a topic or some kind of video that is, let's say, 15 minutes... 20 max, but I prefer 10 to 15 minutes. 10, 15 is the sweet spot. I'm sorry guys, but these are just a bit too long for now. I still have submissions from earlier which are not in Discord, so we're gonna pick one of those. And one of those videos was the top 10 Simpsons predictions that came true. So for the people who don't know, The Simpsons is basically an American cartoon which has been around for ages, and I've been watching that for a long time. But there is a weird trend, a very scary weird trend, that things which happened in The Simpsons, episodes, months, sometimes even years ago, actually came true. And it became such a big list of things that actually came true, with even big events and big things that happened that no one could have predicted. And it's a coincidence when it happens once, twice, maybe even 3 times. But when it happens like 20 something plus times, then it's starting to get a bit creepy and weird. And today we're going to look at 10 things that the Simpsons predicted that came true. I haven't watched this video because there's so many of them, but I know about this, phenomenon that's going on, or coincidence, or just weird thing. So let's take a look.
Starting us off at number 10, we have when the Simpsons predicted that Canada would legalize weed. So this prediction came from a 2005 episode during its 16th season on The Simpsons, where the Canadian version of Flanders offered weed to the American version. Watch.
Well, circle cut my bacon. Look at all these Yankee doodly dandies. Is there another Vietnam going on?
Hello, neighboring.
Say, would you like to puff on a reeferino? It's legal here.
They warned me Satan would be attractive.
Back in 2005, it seemed very unlikely that a country would legalize such a drug. Uruguay was actually the first country in the world to legalize the sale of cannabis for recreational use, and that wasn't until 2003. Canada became only the second country to follow Uruguay to legalize weed. So back in 2005, that was a very bold accusation by The Simpsons to make. And I was doing some research to see if any other countries legalize weed, and I was reading about Netherlands, and and it was a pretty interesting read. And tell me if I'm wrong. Well, apparently cannabis in the Netherlands, it's actually illegal, although we all believe that it was legal. Recreational consumption of the drug is tolerated. I mean, you can buy some at coffee shops. It just seems like in the Netherlands, so many people smoke weed that cops, they just don't have the manpower to arrest everyone. And they usually don't arrest people anymore as long as you have just a little bit of it. Something like 5 grams. But if police officers want, they can confiscate it. I'm not sure if you would get tickets.
So you won't get a ticket, and they won't confiscate it if it's less than 5 grams. Basically what it is illegal, that's what they say, but it's legal to use. You can legally buy it, but it's illegal to grow weed. So all the coffee shops which are legal get their weed usually illegally. And, you know, it's a real clusterfuck of just fucked up laws. And it just summarizes the Netherlands and their political system and the laws in general. It's just fucked up. They just make so much weird and stupid, very stupid like laws which you just cannot, well, the police force cannot enforce the law, so they make laws which cannot be enforced, which is kind of useless. Not all the time, of course. They have a lot of laws which make perfect sense, but this is just one of those examples where you're like, eh.
Number 9, The Simpsons predicted Toys R Us shutting down. It was actually pretty funny in how they showed that Toys R Us was shutting down. All they did was they went up a ladder and they turned the R around, and then that means it's shut down.
Why don't you all fade away?
Yeah, that was my reaction when I heard Toys R Us was shutting down. I was pretty sad about it. But for some reason, Toys R Us here in Canada, they're still around. So I did a little bit of research. Toys R Us has been around for over 70 years, since the 40s, which sucks because it's technology, it's our lazy generation that is getting these big companies like this to shut down. People can just order on Amazon and online. I actually miss Blockbusters where you can actually go into the store, you can check out the new releases, and you can rent them. But now I just sit in front of Netflix all day trying to pick what I want to watch. Going back to Toys R Us, the company's North American operations filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy production back in 2017. In 2018, they added their British operations into that as well. Earlier on this year, they announced that Toys R Us will be shutting down all of its US and British stores. I think by now most of them have been shut down. And for up here in Canada, well, we'll see what happens. At number 8, somehow The Simpsons predicted the Nobel Prize winner.
We're watching the Nobel
fuck?
Prize announcements live from Stockholm.
Ooh, the Nobies.
For economics, Jagdish Bhagwati.
Huzzah! I had him in the pool.
Lucky.
Millhouse is up here.
Like, this is like one of those things where I'm like, how the do you know the exact name of the person who's gonna win the Nobel Prize? Like, so far, from all the ones you've seen so far, like, what is it a coincidence? What are the chances of predicting something like this and putting it in an episode and actually becoming true?
You're a genius and a psychic because he predicted the winner of the Nobel Prize back in 2010, which is 6 years before Holstrom actually won. Holstrom won the 2016 Nobel Prize in economics for work on contact theory and how to evaluate whether things should be government run or privately owned.
It is in 2 ways, because I think the first revolution occurred in 91, when we'd had almost 25 years of counterproductive policies, which had before 91.
Number 7. Back in 1998, The Simpsons episode Lord of the Dance, you can see Homer and Bart Simpson decided to recycle grease for money.
Sold it all to the rendering plant.
People buy grease?
Oh yes, they use it to make products such as soap, cosmetics, baby food.
Used grease is worth money? Then my arteries are clogged with yellow gold!
So after Homer found out that the grease can be sold for money, he started his own operation.
And I get my money from grease. What's the problem? Wow. Look at that load of grease. Boy, if we're ever gonna earn paper money, we have to expand our operation.
Well, this actually became reality years later. In fact, 15 years later, people were caught stealing grease from restaurants in order to make some money. Listen to this.
Soaring gasoline prices spawn a new kind of bizarre crime.
What the fuck?
Stealing of grease.
As in restaurant grease.
Is this real life right now? Who the heck is buying restaurant grease? Well, apparently you can actually use grease to run your car instead of gas. So with the gas prices going up in New York, people actually started stealing cooking grease. So just when you thought you've heard it all, The Simpsons predicted the Rolling Stones will be on tour in 2010 during a 1995 episode. This bold prediction that came true is at number 6. During the episode titled Lisa's Wedding, there was also a scene where she was lying in bed and beside her was the Rolling Stones poster. And on the poster it said Steel Wheelchair Tour 2010.
We're both studying the environment. We're both utterly humorless about our vegetarianism.
Whoa, the poster even says the title of the tour. Oh my god, how can you predict that?
And we both love the Rolling Stones.
Yes, not for their music, but for their tireless efforts to preserve historic buildings.
Okay, did you guys see it? The Rolling Stones have had an incredible run. They've been touring since 1962. They are actually still touring today. Right now they're on their No Filter tour. There doesn't seem to be any slowing down despite their age. During the 2010 episode, it looked like they were done touring after their successful Bigger Bang tour. At the time, it was the highest grossing tour of all time, earning over $550 million. And just when it seemed like the Rolling Stones, well, they might have been done touring, they toured again 5 years later, just like The Simpsons predicted. The legendary Mick Jagger is 75 years old and he's still rocking out, and his concert tour will end.
Look at those guys, oh my god. And rock and roll turns old.
Next year in June. The drummer for the Rolling Stones, Charles Robert Watts, is 77 years old and he's still beating the drum. The three-eyed fish prediction that came true is next up at number 5.
Well, this is my day and we do, sir. All right, we eat tonight.
Wait a minute.
So that was one of the earliest episodes. That was episode 17 during season 2, and it was when Bart caught a three-eyed fish. Little did we know that years later it would become reality. 21 years after the episode aired, a fisherman in Argentina caught a three-eyed wolffish. Here's a picture of it. It was caught in a reservoir near a local nuclear power plant. So that explains a bit. The fisherman caught the fish in the dark and didn't realize its third eye until he looked at the fish with the flashlight, and he was totally shocked. He thought he caught a rare specimen, but it was just a fish that was affected by the exposure to the water from the nuclear power plant. So this fish, it like totally mutated. I don't know if it was like evolving. And you know what? The Simpsons called it. Even in this episode, you can see the power plant. And this made headline news in Springfield, just like it made headline news in real life.
They even had a power plant. Oh my god. Like, it's not the fact that it happened somewhere in the world. It just, the fact that it happens with so much detail. That's the scary part of all of this.
Number 4, The Simpsons predicted FaceTime years before FaceTime was even a thing. Take a look at this picture right here. This was from the Lisa's Wedding episode on The Simpsons that aired back in 1995. This was 12 years before the iPhones or smartphones even came out. The Simpsons predicted that one day people will be able to communicate through a video on their phones. Marge Simpson is seen.
I mean, that's not really FaceTime. This is kind of a vague one. This one is far sought.
Here in a video on one of those really old phones. You know, the phones that you had to put your fingers in the hole, you gotta turn it around and dial. I don't really know how it works. I've seen it in a museum one time, and I remember seeing it at my grandma's house. Skype didn't even come out to 2003, so having a video call with someone was just unheard of. It was very futuristic. The Simpsons are for sure well ahead of their time. They know exactly what's happening and when. Now at number 3, we have The Simpsons predicting Guitar Hero. Take a look at this picture right here. This was aired in 2002. You can see Mick Jagger and Keith Richards giving Homer Simpson a jacket that has Guitar Hero print.
Also, this one is kind of far sought because Guitar Hero, you know,
printed on the back of it. 3 years after the episode aired, Guitar Hero actually came out. I don't know if the name of the game was inspired by The Simpsons, but it's pretty weird.
No.
What are you doing?
I did love this game though. I have played this so much.
Playing the Guitar Hero.
So that was actually one of the advertisements for Guitar Hero. I remember when this game came out and it was so sick. I got kind of good at Guitar Hero, but then I stopped because I think I just got used to all the same songs. I never really produced more of it. And I don't even know if they still produce newer Guitar Heroes, like versions, or if they've released more songs into the game. Roy's Tiger Attack is up next at number 2. We hate to see this next one.
Die Zahlen, perché sono vita,
So that aired during the 5th season. Well, 10 years after that episode in 2003, this happened.
October 3rd, 2000.
Yeah, but you could also call this one, you know, this one I disagree with as well. I just, someone is doing a dangerous job working with wild animals, and something like that just can happen anytime. So the fact that they used it for an episode where it did happen, you know, that's not really a prediction or a weird thing coming through. But the other things were so detailed that those were weird, to be honest.
2003, Roy Horn near death and rushed into emergency surgery.
So during the show, it was said that Roy was attacked by his own tiger, just like the Simpsons predicted. Well, there's actually an update on this story. Roy spoke about what happened 11 years after the tiger attack. Roy, who is German-American, is a magician and entertainer, and he works with his partner Siegfried. There are videos online of the tiger attack during one of his shows, but everything wasn't what it seemed. So Roy actually passed out on the ground, and the tiger noticed Roy not moving, so the tiger grabbed Roy by his throat, like tigers do with their cubs, to try to help them. Well, you know what? Let's hear Roy himself tell the rest of the story.
Oh yeah, he took care of me. He said my artery is absolutely blessing because there's release of blood pressure. Otherwise you will be brain dead.
You're saying, the doctor's saying that had Montecor not relieved the pressure, you would not have lived?
So when everyone thought
Whoa, so actually the tiger saved his life and not then kill him or try to kill him.
the tiger attacked Roy, the tiger actually saved his life. Doctors said that if it wasn't for the tiger relieving the pressure in his head, Roy would have been in a vegetable state. I mean, it's so crazy. So I guess the Simpsons, like, they sort of half predicted this one. Finally, number 1, we have the donut-shaped universe theory. How the heck did the Simpsons predict this?
This is just, what the f, I know about this one.
Imagine they also predict the flat earth theory as well. I mean, maybe they have.
Your theory of a donut-shaped universe is intriguing, Homer. I may have to steal it.
Wow, I can't believe someone I never heard of is hanging out with a guy like me.
So it was Homer Simpson that came up with the donut-shaped Earth theory. And you know what? It was amazing seeing Stephen Hawking making another appearance on The Simpsons. He has made so many of them.
I'd say my IQ is 199 for crying out loud. 198, 197.
Big deal. My IQ is 280.
Stephen Hawking! Well, there you guys have it. We made it to the end of this video.
Well, those were the top 10 things. And, you know, some of them, as I said, I disagree with because it could have happened anytime. They didn't know the details. And some of them were so detailed that it just creeps me out. And I just wonder, like, how did they do that? How could they predict something and come up with the exact details of something that came true years later? The Rolling Stones, for example. So that's kind of, you know, it could be a coincidence, but on the other hand, it's really weird at the same time. I hope you guys understand what I'm trying to say because I don't know how to express this in words. Hope you guys liked this video. If you did, leave a like down below. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Join the Discord channel if you want to send in your video submissions in the Your Submissions text channel. And I see you guys in the next video. Ciao.
Perfect.